contrary to the directives themselves. And what fairness is there if this matter proceed and they present and they summarize? What's the chairperson? I don't think you would want to expose yourself, actually personally as a chairperson, to that particular situation, because this is not the proper way to go. But then it's in your hands. I've put it on record that whatever you are doing, it's very much unfair. Actually, what would be fair for you is all hands on deck to find the resources so that we can proceed in a proper manner. Remember, your directives are saying it should be fair, reasonable, without delay. So I think everyone is listening, whoever can avail the resources, that can be done. And I even propose that Parliament is also spending a lot of resources to pay the very same evidence leaders. They are not public servants. You are paying them. And I think there was a question from Honorable Sukres about the resources paid to my legal team. They are also paid from the fiscus. We should also be declared, and everyone must know how much they are paid. And wherever they get, you get the resources for them, get the resources for me, so that this process can be finished without delay. So that's all from my side. Thanks. I think the best way is to postpone, chairperson, so that we all go all out there and get the resources.
Thank you, Advocate Mkhwebane. Honorable Heron.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning. Until the Public Protector spoke, I wasn't clear yet on where we were at this morning, because Advocate Mpofu is apparently on the platform. But now I hear directly from the Public Protector that she is going to be here alone. And so I think it raises concerns for me if we're going to proceed with any part of this process with the Public Protector unrepresented. Even if the evidence leaders are only going to set out or traverse what they propose to do, we've seen throughout the hearing how both the evidence leader and Advocate Mpofu on behalf of the Public Protector have challenged some of the stuff that has been said as part of argument or laying the basis of the evidence that's going to be led. So I can't see how we can proceed with the Public Protector unrepresented. And I don't understand what happened over the weekend in trying to resolve this. I don't understand the committee's role in trying to resolve it. But the Public Protector is entitled to legal representation throughout the proceedings, and we can't continue. I don't see that we can continue without her being represented. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Heron. Honorable Zongula.
Thank you, Chair. Greetings to bullies, all of the honorable members, including the PP. Chair, I want to agree with Honorable Heron in the sense that there is a court order to the effect that the PP is entitled to legal representation throughout the entire process, not parts of the process, but the entire process. Now, I would add, Chair, that we do things correctly. We would not want a situation whereby the committee works for the longest time ever, but gets some of the things wrong. And after getting the things wrong, the report of the committee gets to be reviewed by technicality, in the sense that there were parts of the inquiry which the Public Protector did not have legal representation, whereas the court order is very clear on the Public Protector must have legal representation at all times. Remember, Chair, that the Public Protector did not invite this inquiry. It is an inquiry that has been brought by process of Parliament. And, you know, so we can't expect a Public Protector to fund, you know, the legal team from her own pocket. At the same time, we've seen how in the Zondo Commission of Inquiry, when there were no funds, processes were made and plans were made to avail funds so that the inquiry can get to reach its conclusion. Now, I would add, Chairperson, that let us do things right. if the office of the public protector through the through the deputy public protector is stated that there is no funds, I would advise that there should be an engagement between yourself and the speaker. Maybe the speaker speaks to Treasury to say, this is the situation that is there. The public protector is entitled to legal representation of their own choice. Now, in this case, there's no funds, there's no resources availed to fund the legal representation of the public protector. Therefore, the Treasury must intervene, avail funds, so that when the process is done, we are 100% certain, Chair, that there is no prospect of the report being overturned because of a mere technicality. So I would propose, Chair, that let us not, push to proceed with the inquiry for the sake of time. Let us understand that there are other elements that we need to consider, and particularly this one when it comes to the legal representation of the public protector. So I wanted to put that proposal, Chair, that perhaps yourself, you engage the speaker on behalf of Parliament or behalf of the National Assembly, approaches National Treasury and to avail funds only after we are sure, we are certain that when the inquiry proceeds, there is no, the rights of the public protector or anyone for that matter have not been trampled on. You'll recall, Chair, that as the evidence leaders are going to do whatever work that they are doing now, there will be part of the work of the evidence leaders that the public protector might not be comfortable with, or might not agree with, or might want to rebut. Now, in the absence of the legal representation, she can't do that. That is why, Chair, I want to make that proposal. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Zongola. Honorable Mautwe.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Now that you've presented your next point, which is what I said earlier on, that we're unable to engage because we don't know what your next point is. So your next point says we proceed with the meeting. It will be wrong, Chairperson, and it must be noted like that. The rules and the Constitutional Court is clear that PP must be represented throughout the proceedings. It doesn't say for other matters or when you deal with other matters. It can be upon the committee to decide, no, for this matter, PP doesn't need legal representative. We can continue on our own without her. It's wrong. And the evidence leaders actually must say that themselves. And the legal team of Parliament must actually say it to this committee. They are the ones who are supposed to defend Parliament, by the way. Because if we continue, Chair, we are bothering on unfairness of this whole process, which started last year, which has already spent lots of public money, only to be overturned by court to say no. But there were sections where the PP was not represented, and the rule is that she must be represented. So I don't know what is the rush for. I don't know who's putting you under pressure, because it's not me and you or her who caused this mess. It is the acting public protector with a letter that there's no funds. So let's go get funds. But the bottom line is, Chair, we cannot continue without PP's representation. And the legal team of Parliament should actually come and tell us that. We should not be fighting with you. So I think they're not doing their job, because we shouldn't be arguing this matter. They should be the one to say, no, the rules are clear. Without public protector representation, you can't continue. So I don't know why we are still even debating this matter, Chair. But to continue, it will be really very wrong. It will be unlawful. It will be illegal. It will be unfair for the PP. So let's not continue. Let's not even think about continuing, Chair. I thank you.
We can't hear, Chairperson.
Honorable Lagude. You can't hear.
You're audible now.
Chair, no, Chair, after I spoke, there was a complete silence. So I don't know if you were speaking after I spoke, but we could not hear anything
Okay,
until
okay.
that Honorable Maguda. Yes.
Oh, all right, let me repeat. Thank you for alerting me to that. I don't know what the challenge is. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yes, we can hear you, Chair.
Chair, you are silent again. We
Thank
can't
you,
hear anything.
Honorable. Honorable Maneli.
Yes, now we can hear you. When you say Honorable Maneli, that's the first statement you just said. That's the only thing we had.
Thank you, Chair. I hope I was not the one who's not hearing you. And I hope I'm also heard at this point.
Honorable Maneli.
No, there's something wrong, Chair,
Can I-
on your side. Honorable Maneli, can we hear Chair? Because we can't hear him. He comes and goes.
No, I can't hear the chair. So I wanted
Yeah.
to check whether it's on my side or that I proceed if I'm audible, but I can't hear the chair.
Yeah, Nama can hear. So the last time we heard him was actually was when he said Honorable Tlakude. And then he went and kept quiet again. But
It seems that there's a problem. It seems there's a problem.
Chair, I propose
We can't hear you.
to sort out your
But this
audio.
admin, Chair, can you control your admin? They can't just willy-nilly mute us without any instruction from you. What informs them to mute us? We're raising a point that we can't hear the chair. And then we're muted. What is this?
You're not audible, Chairperson.
Good morning, honorable members. We seem to be having a challenge with the sound from the venue. So we'll take 3 minutes to sort that out and then we'll resume again.
No, thank you.
But who's muting us when we speak here without any instruction from the chair? That's out of order, man. Yes.